In this tutorial, I'm going to show you the best settings to set up a square brochure document in Adobe InDesign. So I've just got InDesign open here, and to start a new document, we're going to go to File New or Command N on a keyboard. And down the right hand side of the dialog box, I'm just going to make these settings for a nice square print ready document. So I've worked in printing for a while, and 210 is a good standard for a square document for printing as a brochure. So in width, choose 210 millimeters by 210 millimeters in height. Make sure you've got millimeters selected when you first start. If you are doing a brochure, facing pages is a must. And let's say we are going to do a printed brochure, so we're going to need maybe 16 pages in that brochure. Everything's multiplied by 4. We're going to come down to columns. I'm going to have a 2-column brochure for mine, with a gutter of 4233 is a bit of a standard. We can always change that later on in margins anyway. And the bleed, what we're going to use for bleed is 3 millimeters. So 3 millimeters is a standard print bleed. So any document you're sending to print, just use 3 millimeters. That's nice and standard. The margin for my document, because it's kind of A4 in width, I'm just going to go down to maybe 10 for my margins. If you've got this chain sort of linked here, it should change that as well. So we've now got our bleed, we've got our margin. Slug we don't need because it's not thick enough for slug, and we can now just press create, and that should create a document. So here we are inside our pages. We should have a A4 width square document that you can start populating for your brochure. Once you've designed your brochure, just make sure when you come to export it, when you go to File Export or Command E, and from the drop down format, you need to make sure it's Adobe PDF Print. I'm just going to type in brochure, press save, and then the best settings is to go to this standard box, go down to this 2001, got marks and bleed, crop marks, and then your bleed. What you should never do is export it as spreads, because that'll just really mess up the print at the end. If you want to turn off optimize for fast web view, because you want it to be a high file size when you come to print it. Range is all, and then press export, and that should export your brochure when you finish designing it. So that's the best settings to create a square brochure in Adobe InDesign. I hope you got something out of that tutorial. If you did, hit like, consider subscribing, and I will see you in another one of my videos, which are on screen now. Thanks for watching.